Good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Friday, August 30th, 2024, a little after 6 in the morning. It's cloudy this morning. The sun hasn't quite come up here yet, but let me give you a quick pan around where I'm at. I just put a picture up on my community page. I'm right on the edge of the Mogollon Rim. You can see way in the distance over there, the sun's already hit the Madazels. So I'm on my way home, and no Flapjack here. Say hi to the folks on the camera, Flapjack. Anyway, we're headed home. I figured I'd talk to you a little bit on the way. I'm early enough that there's not a lot of traffic, but there'll be this place will be really busy a little bit later on, as this is the upcoming Labor Day weekend. So it's the long weekend. The campers are already starting to come in. We had a very unusual last couple of nights, and some of the activities. Well, let me just put it this way. I was told one thing, and Kevin was told something else, and it kind of conflicts. And so I'm not really 100% sure how I'm going to try to share it with you. But we've had kind of an interesting thing. I'll give you a couple of highlights. And the members of our group have been coming and going. There's been a total of 6 of us there. Kevin and I are the only 2 that sat out last night. The first night I was there was Chris and Wayne and Chris's wife and I, 4 of us sat out. And we had a bit of activity. We had at one point, Wayne and Chris saw a cloaked figure standing right in front of Wayne's truck, and they got up, walked over there, and got within about 10 feet of it. And I guess they were told don't come any closer. And then this road's a little bumpy, so if the camera jumps around a little bit. And then they decided to go for a walk, Chris and Wayne and Chris's wife. So I stayed sitting there, and I was probably sitting 30 feet away from the van, and I saw a large cloaked figure. Saw very clearly. Could see the outline, could see the legs. But anyway, it walked right alongside the van from the rear to the front. And I could see it very clearly walking past me. And then we had a couple other little highlights, and then we got, okay, it's bumpy here now. Gotta go slow. But there was something a little bit different about the place. Come over here. Seemed to be something a little different about the place. It was almost like there was a little bit of a tension in the air. Well, Chris and Wayne, and of course Chris's wife, they left yesterday, and they had to head home. Wayne's coming back. In fact, he'll be back later on today, and he's bringing 3 family or friends or somebody with him. So there's going to be a total of 4 of them in his camp. He had his travel trailer there, and Kevin got back. He had gone home because his wife had a doctor's appointment, so he got back yesterday afternoon. So last night it was just Kevin and I sitting out, and I was given some information, and Kevin was given some information that didn't coincide. It was different, and so I'm not sure whether I interpreted it wrong or what the situation might be, but there seemed to be a little bit of a tension in the air, and Kevin seemed to think that one of the elders that we're aware of might be ailing, and they might be concerned about what's going on there. They consider it rude if you ask about family, and so I was trying to figure out a delicate way to see if they'd tell us what's going on, and we were not able to get any information. But like I say, there seemed to be the air was a little different. There was like a tension in the air, and and we're coming up on the Labor Day weekend. It basically starts today. One of the reasons I'm leaving early, and I just put a community post a few minutes ago, and I got to work the museum today at 10 o'clock. So that's why I'm headed out so early. I'll be back home about 8, and I'll take a shower and grab a quick bite to eat, and I'll be over there by 10. But anyway, I don't know whether fact that the Labor Day weekend's coming up, and there'll be a lot of campers from the Metro Phoenix area up here. They've already started coming in. There's already 2 large camps within about a mile or so of where we're camped at. We went and checked on them yesterday. So this place will be a zoo for the next 3-4 days. I normally don't even like to be up here during the busy holiday weekends, but I don't know if that's what the tension's about. Or the other thing that's happening here is they're paving a bunch of this road, and I'm going to bring you back here in a second and show you what they're doing and tell you a little bit more about it. So we'll be back here in a little bit. The other thing that enters into it is I'm back, and by the way, this is the Promontory Fire Lookout. Right here, I never thought I'd ever see the road paved as far as that lookout. That lookout dates back to 1927, and it's on the National Registry of Historic Places. It's a 110-foot tall tower. But I digress. Let me get back. Used to be, when we went into Hilltop, that there used to be 17 miles of rough, dusty, washboard dirt road to get into it. Well, as you can see by the fresh pavement here, they paved 10 miles of it using this stimulus money. And so now, instead of 17 miles of rough road, we have 7. And that's kind of a double-edged sword. It's a lot nicer to get in here because that rough road used to try to shake the vehicles apart all the time. But the flip side of that is, of course, it brings more people in. And I'm not sure whether the forest people like that all that much. We're still quite a ways off of the main road, but this is another one. I never thought I'd see this road paved in my lifetime. But they've taken the long weekend off as well, and of course, paved roads not only bring more traffic but make people drive faster, so there'll be more idiots and more wrecks. But sure is nice and comfortable. And when you pave a road, they normally don't have to do a whole lot of maintenance for at least the first 10 years or so. So they used to have a grader on this road almost constantly because it would get so rough, because there's quite a bit of truck traffic on here too. But anyway, that's I'm on my way home. As I said, got to work the museum. I'm trying to figure out how to tell you this story because it's conflicting enough that it's almost like 2 different stories. And some of the forest people indicated to us that they weren't real happy with my version, although the only people I shared it with was my own guys. So I might have gotten what they told me wrong somehow. I'm not sure. I asked them to clarify it, and they didn't. So, but we did have a couple folks we know. Last evening, we had one we know named Rickett. Rickett was there last night. And, Rickett's late 30s, male, and he's real kind of a laid-back, easygoing kind of guy. And one of the things he did last night is at one point, Kevin and I could both see a distortion standing near the front of my van, and we thought that might have been Rickett. So we asked him, "Hey, Rickett, is that you?" And his answer was Rickety Rick, which is kind of the way, his personality. And so we did have activity. Like I said, it was a little different from what we're used to over there, and I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. I got to think about it a little bit. But for right now, I better concentrate on my driving. So let me tell you, as I always do, take care of each other and love each other, and give you another look at this beautiful road. They're doing a nice job here. This thing is just smooth as glass. And of course, that'll probably make some idiots try to drive way too fast on it. As I said, I never thought I'd see this road paved in my lifetime. But there you have it. You can see it as well as I can. So I'm getting ready to make the turn here. This particular road here, if I was to go straight, it would take me all the way to Winslow. But my turn is to go, but as you can see, the pavement stops right there, the new pavement. But the new pavement goes on the way 5 more miles this way, then it ties into the part that was already paved. So until I talk to you again, I guess there's nothing more to tell you. then peace out.